Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to episode 195 of the True to Size podcast.
Just lovely. Just absolutely lovely.
Killed it.
What's going on, everyone, and welcome to True to Size. We are a weekly podcast centered around the wild world of sneakers. I will be your host today. My name is Lawrence Hopkins, and I am joined by the rest of the quarantine at Canada Got Soul, Mr. Joel Hernandez.
Howdy, doody.
Nice. And Mr. Alvin Martinez.
Yeehaw!
Wow, look at that. Stereotypes are run wild early. And holy smokes, this is the first guest we've had in, I think we said we'll call it 4 months, but I'm pretty sure it's been longer than that.
Long time.
And he's got a deep collection, so when you see the heat on feet, you'll be like, hey, yo. But my boy is half Korean, so he might hit you back with the annyeonghaseyo. I don't want to say it.
Say it, guys. Say
I literally wrote it out because I'm going to fucking butcher it and offend like half of the planet, but all right, let me try it again. But my boy is half Korean, so he might hit you back with the annyeonghaseyo. How was that, Robert? Decent? Yeah, okay.
Perfect.
He's a wizard with the lens, and he's got the kicks too. We're going to call him Robert, but that's Strix to you.
Okay.
Bars. What's up, guys? I'm glad to be here.
Robert, appreciate you being here. I'm sorry for offending your motherland or fatherland, depending on what you did.
The Korean one or the Texas one?
Probably both.
I think they both got hit there, and that's okay. That's okay.
They can apologize on behalf of the Texans. I'm not sure the Texans deserve the apology, but the Koreans definitely deserve the apology. For anybody unfamiliar, Robert is one of my coworkers over at Soul Savvy. He is, as Alvin and Joel very, very obviously implied, from Dallas, Texas. We have a lot of friends from Dallas, specifically Dallas.
Yeah, for real.
Yep.
Like, it's turning into, in my mind, like Texas is only Dallas. Like, to Americans, how Canada is only Toronto. Like, because we only talk to people from Dallas, apparently. It's kind of strange. We've had like 5 Texans on, and they've all been from Dallas.
Dallas, I know.
It's wild.
It is.
I mean,
wild.
Really, in the end, that's all that's in Texas is Dallas. So, yeah.
There we go.
It's one big Dallas.
One big Dallas. I like it. Perfect. Robert's going to alienate his own state. We love it. All right. We've got a great show for you all this week. We're back to our regular programming with a listener-submitted fire round question and some Super Bowl news to cover in This Week in Kicks. After that, we've got one of the most ridiculous NSRs I've ever created, and we're following that up with our first round of 21 questions in a very, very long time. Then we're going to get to know a little more about what got Robert into sneakers, learn a little bit more about his photography past, and see how many y'alls we can squeeze out of him in the process. But first, Joel.
Yeehaw! Fire round!
Did you forget that you were supposed to
No, I was envisioning riding like a horse or something, like, just trotting.
Then you bust through the wooden doors and says fire round.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, fire round, yeah.
All
You
right,
just forgot the sound effects.
Remember when Robert said at the very beginning, this is the first podcast I've been on that's had their shit together? What an absolute... Yeah, you really were premature with that designation.
I was.
For us,
it's okay. It's okay.
We'll get you in the second half. All right. Yes, the fire round. We like to start every show with a quick hitting question from you, our listeners. And this week's question comes from Harrison Koo, HQ Inc. on Instagram.
Yeah.
And his question is, what's a sneaker purchase in recent times that has genuinely gotten you giddy / excited / whoop-de-whoop-de? As in you're looking at it on the way home, and every time you open the box, you're like, God damn, these are hard. Nowadays, it just feels like the market and the game is also saturated, that this feeling is gone. I'm guilty of this too, and catch myself copping, throwing it in the closet and going, all right, what's next? A very well thought out question. It's obviously very accurate. I think we've discussed that many times, where it's like, because so much stuff is always coming out, we're always like, all right, got them, but next week is XYZ sneaker. So really good question. As I did not think about the answer personally until right now. So I'm trying to talk myself out of a corner. And I think the last one for me, and this one, it's probably because I've been waiting for it for so long, like since they came out basically, is the Union Jordan 4 Desert Moss. I missed out, obviously, like lots of people did, except for one other person on the podcast right now. When they came out, I missed on them. So I was like really bummed, and then was kind of just like commiserating over them for the entire year. And then all of a sudden, you know, came upon them in January and have been like, I don't usually do this, but have been like waiting for like the right time. Like, when am I going to wear them? I want to wear them with this fit, and like opening them up. And like, as soon as I got them, I took the stitching out of the tongue and like I ordered laces for them because I want to lace swap them. Like those are steps that I don't typically go through when I buy a shoe. I just like slap them on my feet and walk out the front door basically. So yeah, I'm going to go with the Desert Mosses, and I'm actually hoping to wear them this weekend. My laces didn't come in time, but oh well, whatever. Yeah, let's go with Joel. What about you? Something as of recent that just had you like, goddamn, good pickup, Joel.
Like, I don't know what it is, but like y'all have been, if you've been like tuning into the pod, but I was just after the white and that gray 550, the New Balance 550s, and you know, Cuzzo put me on those like from time, like, you know, and shit like that. So when I finally got them, it's one of those, like on our way home, like when we got stuck in traffic, like, you know what I mean? It's just one of those, you just flip open the I got Mare, because Mare was like sitting shoddy, and she was like, I was like, just open it, let me see it again.
You made her open it for you.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? It's like, is it okay, cool, it's still there, like, you know, it's like, you know what I mean? It's like when you finally achieve that shoe, it doesn't have to be like a Grail, it doesn't have to be a collabo, like, you know what I mean? Like when you finally set your mind on like grabbing a certain pair of kicks, and then you finally get it, and it's just that stress of relief that you're not paying like, you know, double the price for like resale or anything. Like, you know, you finally get it, and you're like, shit, like, fuck, man, like you're just drained, and you're like, yo, I finally got this. Like that pair alone, like if y'all been tuning in on the pod, like, yo, I was after that certain pair, and I finally got it, and yeah, man, like that question right there, boom, the 550, the white, and I don't even know what color. Like that's how crazy it is. It's like a white and gray. Like I don't know specific colorway it's called, but that white and gray, yo.
I think white. I think we get it. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I think it's white.
Like I can like find the. I don't even know where the box is, because the shoes are like right by the door. Like,
Joel,
you know,
is literally describing his feeling as like MJ after the flu game, like equivalent of picking up a pair of sneakers and just like sprawling on the floor, like got him. Yeah.
Yeah, Pip, help me out, man.
Pip, Mare's like walking you, into the house. Yeah.
It's like, yo, I finally got them.
You're a loser. Alvin, what about you? What's a recent pickup that's had you very excited and whoop-de-whoopish?
Nothing. I mean,
nothing
recent. Like recent as in 2022, or like
just the most recent.
I'll go back to the Bacons then, because that one was the one where it was like, I think I got the dub off of might have been Capsule. I think it was Capsule Toronto, that I got the dub from, and like knowing I got the dub, and then the anticipation for when it came to the house, and then when it got to the house, just not even waiting till work finished to open the box, and then just opening the box, smelling the shoe, touching it, caressing it, putting it on my face.
Bring it back. Bring it back up. Come back to us.
And then man, my eyes rolled back a little bit just now.
Yeah,
but...
his eyes was rolling back, yo.
Jesus.
No, and then just now, I'm waiting for Air Max month to rock them, just because it's like, you know, I'm excited.
That's like 2 weeks away, actually. It's almost March already. We're already more than halfway through February, which is crazy. Robert, most recent pickup for you that really had you like, yeah, good pickup. Me.
You know, I don't know. I feel like I get, doing what we do, Lawrence and I, having the access that we do in general. I feel like I get so many pairs and I end up they come in, I'm like, oh, that's cool, I got them. And then they kind of they go into the storage room, and they just kind of sit there. It's so many of them. But I will say one of the pairs, the Bacons were definitely one of those, but I would say another pair from last year that was very much that was the Para SB Dunks. I was super happy to get those, and I was very excited to get those because I knew I wanted them from the time I saw them, and I was just like, I gotta have them. So yeah, that was definitely one of them for sure.
Damn. Yeah, there's definitely a numbing that comes with the job of buying shoes for a living, or part of your job description is buying shoes for a living. So you get almost everything that comes through the door, and you're just like, yeah, toss it in the stack. Basically, it's like, yeah, I know what you mean. I definitely know what you mean.
Yeah.
But that's still on my list. I really want that pair. Mm-hmm. All right. If you would like to submit a question for the fire round and have us answer it on the pod, please shoot us a message on Instagram or email us at canadagotsoul@gmail.com. Next up is the CGS Picks. Each week we all pick an upcoming sneaker to analyze, dissect, and give our thoughts on. Then we decide if it's poop, scoop, whoop-de-whoop, or Alvin's trademarked phrase.
Super cute.
Nice. Very mediocre accent. All right, my pick this week, because I am going to go first because that's what we do, is a Nike Dunk. It is a Nike Dunk Low. It is a Nike Dunk Low SB, and it is another addition to the world's most drawn-out pack. I guess we'll call it collection, pack, set of sneakers. Another addition to the Simpsons Nike SB collection pack set. This is a Bart Simpson iteration. For a couple hours when pictures first released, everyone thought they were a Stewie Griffin collaboration, and then that was immediately backpedaled upon by all the sneaker blogs who were premature. And it could honestly be either one. So if you're unfamiliar, there is actually I think there's only two other Nike SB Simpsons. There's a Homer Simpson Dunk Low, and there's a Marge Simpson Dunk High SB. And now we have a Bart Simpson SB Low, and you've got if you imagine Bart Simpson on a sneaker, that's what it is. It's got some light blue hits, yellow hits, red hits, white swoosh. Kind of cool that it's on an SB because Bart Simpson's thing is skateboarding, so obviously it fits really well. This of all of them would have been cool to be an official collaboration just because of the tie. But obviously that's an expensive IP, so that's probably why they didn't do it. But yeah, honestly, a really cool shoe. If I happen to, have access or whatever, or, see raffles, I will definitely enter for them, but I'm not going to break my back for them. I think my favorite is still the one that I own, which is the Marge Simpson. But yeah, these are super, super cute. I do wish they were an official collab. I do wish they weren't drawing out this line or collection over the course of 2 decades, because I'm pretty sure that the Homer Simpson pair is a silver box, literally 04 I think is Homer Simpson. I think Marge Simpson is gold box, so 07, and now it's 2022 and we're getting a Bart Simpson. But anyways, a cool collection nonetheless if you're able to grab all the pairs. And just a super cute for me. They're cool. Alvin, what do you got?
I got the returning soon Kobe Bryant Adidas Crazy 1 in the yellow and silver colorway. For those of you who don't know, who are maybe too young to have seen Kobe play in these, they're essentially like the spaceman shoe before Kanye came, or we also like to call them the boat shoe as well. I mean, honestly, I thought they were cool when they first dropped. They definitely look more like an Audi to me right now, like an Audi TT.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, honestly, this I hope is just a precursor to them retroing more Kobe's. I think I mentioned this before, but I really want them to retro the Kobe Crazy 8s.
Yeah.
Those are probably my favorite Adidas Kobe's. And these, as cool as it is that these are retroing, they will never hit my foot just because I probably would not wear them ever.
Probably would not wear them?
Probably. Maybe just once on the court.
On the court?
And then
On the court.
Of all places.
and then
Like,
and
I
then
know
just
it's a
to switch them
basketball
up.
shoe.
And then that's it, just for Instagram picture. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, no, these are just a very super cute for me.
That was a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's one of those nostalgia shoes that I think will,
Yeah.
you know, like the diehard Kobe fans and Adidas collectors will pick up. But it's one of those shoes that, like, you probably won't actually see on foot very often.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pure retro, right? It's not a Protro or anything like that. So they're not putting Boost in it or anything like that.
If they were putting Boost in it, then, you know, they might be talking. But yeah, still, probably still not. It's a historic shoe. We appreciate that part of it. And it's one of those shoes that's like quirky ugly at this point. Like, it's like wholesomely ugly because it's
wholesomely ugly. Yes.
Yeah, just like me. Joel, what's your pick this week?
So my pick is the reverse colorway of the Persian BWs. The big windows that are coming up. So what it is basically, it's basically the Persian BWs, but the upper, like, you know how with the OGs is like it's all black on the upper, it's swapped with the white. So you got the white upper instead. Everything else from like the tongue to like the swoosh to even like the strike on the midsole, like in the Persian violet, it's all still there. But the only difference is just that the upper, which is black on the OGs, is swapped out with the white. So, but yeah, man, like looking at the pictures, they still kept the big windows. I don't know if it's the right size of the big windows. Maybe it's just the regular RWs, like the regular windows, but I don't know. But it's the shape is on point though. Like the shape is on point. It's not like it doesn't have like a cliff toe or anything, but it's got like that bullet toe, which is pretty dope. But yeah, like everything else just slaps. Like the way that the colors came out with the reverse on them, just it looks really, really good. These drop sometime this year. I'm gonna guess like in Air Max month, like March, sometime in March or whatever. But keep an eye out for these. These are really, really cute, like super cute. I like them, man. I dig them.
Joel, am I gonna get like in trouble by like Air Max Instagram or Twitter if I say that I like the reverse BW better than the regular BW?
I don't think you'll get in trouble because these are really nice. The reverse ones are really nice.
Yeah,
they're clean, bro.
Yeah,
I'm just not a black shoe guy, but these are really nice.
Yeah, for real.
And like you said, the shape is, yes.
Yeah, man. Like the shape is like legit proper. Like can't go wrong.
Yeah, I mess with these. These are very cool. All right, Robert, round us out. What did you bring to the table this week?
So I came to talk about another New Balance collaboration from everyone's favorite Montreal-based Tumblr account turned Instagram account turned, powerhouse of fashion for normies. It's Jound, and their New Balance 990 V3 in the green olive colorway, I guess we're going to call it, something like that. I don't really know what the exact green is called, but I'll be honest, I am one of the hype beasts that got turned on to New Balance more in the past couple of years. My collection, which was very Nike heavy, very, very Nike heavy, it's still Nike heavy, but I would say I probably have, 20-ish pairs of New Balance at this point. 990 V3 is one of my favorite silhouettes for sure. I kind of wish it was a 990 V4. That's me personally, but the V3 looks great. It is, I'll be the first to admit that if you take Jound's name off of this and it's a GR, it's a really nice GR, but I don't want it as much. So I will admit to being a hype beast there for sure. But I do think it's a really nice shoe. And I hope it's not insanely difficult to get. It will be tough for sure, but no release date on it yet, but Jound has officially teased it on their Instagram. So I would imagine it's not too far off from being released at this point.
Yeah, it's gotta be soon, I would think, at this point, because the picture they posted is of like a stack of pairs on a table. It's like a ton of pairs.
Yeah, it's not like just like one sample pair. Or
Yeah, exactly.
Like
it's not the classic back bathroom of a warehouse picture. Leak of a shoe.
Potato phone.
Exactly.
Yeah. Super close and everything.
This is a very mood boardy looking
zoomed
shoe.
in and everything.
Oh yeah. Like you'd expect anything else from Jound.
Exactly.
It would be a mood boardy picture. Yeah.
Mood boardy picture for a mood boardy brand and a mood boardy shoe. But yeah, I mean, really cool shoe. Cool. It's nice that, like, I mean, speaking from the Canadian inferiority complex, that anybody or any brand from Canada is getting any sort of love anywhere. So, like, gotta love it. I don't personally own anything Jound, but gotta represent when we can. So we'll take what we can get, even if it's Jound, whatever. Have they confirmed how to pronounce it? Is it just Jound?
I think it's just Jound. I think it's like, because it's supposed to be like Found, which was the old Tumblr account, I think, was the big thing, I think. And then Justin just went with Jound instead for his account, right? And so that's, but yeah, so that's just a play off of that. You're not actually supposed to say
when I typed in, because I was going to look up why is Jound spelled like that, I typed it in why is j, and the first result was why is Jound so expensive? And I clicked it because I did want to know.
Yeah.
Because people will pay it.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Exactly.
Basically, yeah.
It's expensive because they said so and people listened, basically. But hey, good for you. Oh la la, whatever. Next up, This Week in Kicks. This is the part of the show where we discuss the current headlines and happenings in the world of sneakers. And Jordan Brand has stole the show at Super Bowl once again. So this year's Super Bowl halftime show, if you missed it, if you happened to be under a rock that day, was one for the books. It had Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, and Upside Down 50 Cent. And as they've done in the past for several years now, Jordan Brand has found a way to sneak their way into the show. So I think it actually started, if I remember correctly, with Justin Timberlake and his Jordan 3s. We had J Balvin in there somewhere with his colorful AJ1. I think Adam Levine was wearing Travis Scott 1s one year. So he's kind of like, Jordan Brand has found their way to make their mark in the halftime show, and they did again this year. So Eminem emerged from the stage in what appeared to be, it looked like a regular pair of Fire Red 3s. Like when he started rising from whatever was going on, I was like, oh, cool, Fire Red 3s, whatever. And then on his left foot, he kind of turns it and it's like, oh, there's a giant E, backwards E embroidered on the tongue. And I'm like, okay, something is afoot, pun intended. So he had that. And then on the heel of it, in the place of the Nike Air or Jumpman heel tab, it had a hello, my name is Slim Shady heel tab, which is also very fire. Really cool detail. So by Eminem himself, they were dubbed the Air Shady. And apparently, according to quote unquote sources, they're a one of one just for the performance. And I don't know. I'm hoping they see a release. We've never, I feel like, again, I'm speaking incorrectly, but I don't think we've ever seen a retail release of an Eminem Jordan sneaker. The twos,
no,
the twos are probably the closest.
Yeah, weren't the Carhartts like a one of 72 or like 72 pairs or something like that?
Those were raffled for charity. The first four, the blue fours, I believe, were also raffled or like contest or something. See, someone's going to correct me. I'm going to sound like an idiot, like a doofus. And I think the twos are similar. I think those were for The Way I Am, that album. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we've ever seen a proper retail release of an Eminem sneaker. Maybe we'll just say that, where, you know, you have more than 100 pairs of something. So that would be cool because he's been with Jordan Brand for probably 20 years at this point. So it would be cool to see them come out. But at this time, it does not seem like they're going to. But yeah, what do you guys think? Would you guys buy an Eminem Jordan 3 if it were to come out? Was it enough for you?
It was cute.
Just
like
cute.
Definitely the details got me. I mean, I'm also the guy who just loves the Fire Red 3. So it's like regardless of whether it has an Eminem on it or just a regular Fire Red 3, I'm copying this year just because I don't know, man. It just hits. And then yeah, if I get my hands on a pair, I would definitely try that E. I mean, come on, man. Are you like, come on, man? If you're gonna tell me you have a chance to purchase it and you're not gonna purchase it, you're on some bullshit.
Yeah, that's a fair. Well, you guys, Joel, would you be interested in Eminem Jordan 3, or do you not care?
I mean, like if it was like in a low cut and it had like an N on it, like New Balance or something,
and it said Jown, and it was green,
and it was made out of pigskin. Yeah, maybe for sure, but that I don't know, man. Like I don't know. Like it's cool. Like you know what I mean. Like if I had the funds to drop on an Eminem 3, the Fire Red 3s, I probably would just leave it alone. I don't know.
Give Eminem 10 more years and he may be doing the Eminem New Balance 990. He's
facts.
Getting up there. He's 49, I believe. So in 10 years he'd be almost 60.
Holy, bro.
Almost 60.
Oh my God. I'm so old.
Don't even remind me, dude.
Yeah, it's funny because I mean I'm a 3 guy. Like that's like the first Jordan that I can remember because I am old. I actually, remember seeing the highlights of Jordan in the dunk contest in '88 and all that kind of stuff, and being like, seeing those white cement 3s and being like, those are amazing and I gotta have them, all that kind of thing. And of course I never did get them until I was older. My family being, like almost everybody else's family, it's like, are you insane? I'm not paying that much for a pair of shoes.
Yep.
It didn't even, and back then you'd think, holy shit, I can get Jordans for like $100 or less, that kind of thing. It's like, now you look back and you're like, that was an insanely cheap price. But back then, obviously it was, different. But I mean, I'm not the biggest Eminem fan in the world. Like, I can respect a lot of his place in music history and everything like that. But yeah, man, if they came out for any kind of release of what, I'm absolutely going for them. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in there like swimwear for sure. That would be just so cool. I would love that. Side note though, what did we think of the halftime performance? Because I'm seeing like mixed reviews in the sense that like, some people are calling it the best ever.
I don't know about the best ever.
That's a big reach for me. I can see why in the grand scheme of who we saw on stage all at once, you're never going to see that again. Like the people that I listed, Dre, Snoop, M, Kendrick, Mary J. Blige, 50 Cent, like come on now. Never, ever in your life. Like 50 won't be able to get up those stairs in another 2 years.
He won't even be able to get up from upside down, bro. Like,
man.
Legend has it he's still upside down.
Yeah. And he's still like, nosebleed and everything.
Yeah. I heard he's still trying to scrape off that wife beater, but anyway, I digress. Yeah, I don't think it was the best of all time. I thought it was really cool. Honestly, as much as I don't know who I would kick off the pedestal there, it seemed like too many people. Like they all performed for like a minute and a half. Kendrick got a song and a half. Fiddy got like half a song. Like Mary J got a song and a half. Like M got maybe one song. I don't even know if he did all of Lose Yourself. So just seemed like, it left me wanting more, which I guess is also a good show. But yeah, it just seemed like too many people, too many cooks in the kitchen. And I wanted like a full performance from at least a couple of them, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, they highlighted Dre and Snoop, which made sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to lie, I was crip walking. So
yeah, same, bro.
You know what I mean? Like I couldn't resist. I was like high school days for me, definitely brought back nostalgia. But again, like I would put JT above that. Like JT's performance was dope.
Yep.
When Bruno Mars was in the halftime show, he killed it.
Yeah.
And then you also have Queen Bee, Beyonce, right? Like she also killed it. Yep. So I mean, definitely like the lineup was dope, but also I feel like a couple of performers kind of struggled a little bit. A couple, but yeah, I don't know. But I thought like when M was performing, I feel like he kind of was lip syncing a little bit.
I thought Mary J was lip syncing personally.
Yeah, Mary J was.
Oh, for sure she was, bro. She had to dance too. Are you crazy? Like,
she was like, she sounded like she was in the studio. I was like, there's no fucking way.
She sounds so good.
Yeah. I would have cut Fitty easy. Like that's the one I would have cut for sure. Right. Like if you're like one of you, it's definitely, no. honestly, I would have just been there for a whole Kendrick concert. So
Yeah, I said the same thing.
He
Yeah.
killed it, man.
Yeah.
He killed it.
Man.
I was just like, give me that whole thing. Like, that's the only one. I mean, look, man, like those hits from Dre, from Snoop, that was my formative years, right? Like, but as soon as Kendrick, that's the one that really got me bobbing my head. As soon as he got, so
he just has that stage
hype,
presence around him, man. Like, even though he made him look so short, the way that they had him set up, like, with all the background dancers around, it hit him really well because he was like in amongst trees, but like, his was like, as soon as he started, I was like, okay, I could have done this for an hour. Like, this is fucking dope.
Yeah.
Like, with the choreography, everything felt like very, very cool. Yeah. Fiddy looked like he asked to be there. Like, he was like, Snoop owed Fiddy money, and instead he was like, you want to just come perform a song upside down for a second? I don't think they ever showed Fiddy becoming.
I don't even think he was on there
upside down. I want to see that, like, B-roll,
upside down,
like, of him getting down from that.
Oh, how he got down?
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
The dancers were helping him when I saw.
They all pushed him up.
I was imagining Fiddy with like his mic, like,
come on, you know where we be.
Love you, Fiddy. Friend of the show, good guy.
Friend of the show.
Have him on the show soon.
Yeah, we'll have you on soon, Fiddy. Sorry for all that. It's all love. Next up, previously in Kicks, this is the part of the show where we review our latest pickups and recap the latest happenings in our sneaker lives. I'll let Joel go because he has one that all three of us have. So in the interest of not sounding redundant, Joel can speak for all three of us on this one. And then if he has anything else, he can also go ahead. But go ahead, Joel.
I will shout out to Puma Hoops for sending us a pair of the Rick and Morty MB1s. Crazy. Just like how the box detailing went with like his first drop of the Reds and over to the Buzz City and then now the Rick and Morty joints. It was just crazy. Like the materials alone on the shoe is ridiculous. I don't even know what kind of materials are on there, but it's just crazy. And the mismatched shoes, come on, like who doesn't love mismatched shoes?
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? And with the Rick and Morty tied into the shoes, it's just amazing. The way that the whole thing just flew. But yeah, man. We got those. Shout out to Puma Hoops, man.
Yep.
I know you guys got like extra stuff too. Like that's pretty dope too, man.
Yeah. So first of all, before anyone else does it, first of all, they come out on the 18th. So I believe that's the day that this episode drops, on Saturday the 18th at Foot Locker stores. I believe most of them are getting them. Check your app. But before anyone else does it, I need to claim that I'm going to swap the laces. So I'm going to put the green on the red and the red on the green. So just before anyone else does it, I said it first.
I was going to do that, man.
Yeah, see, here it comes now. Oh, I was already going to do that. No, I said it today on Tuesday. What day is it? Yeah, whatever day it is. So yeah, shout out to Puma Hoops and Foot Locker for those. Those are very cool. They also sent me the matching tracksuit for them, which is super dope. It's like branded Puma, Rick and Morty, and it's like full... I don't even want to call it baby. It's like a highlighter blue tracksuit, which obviously, if you know anything about me, is right up my alley. So the pullover is nuts. It's got like, never seen the show, I'm not going to lie. So it's got Rick and or Morty on the front and the opposite person on the back. I believe Rick is the younger. Is he the younger one?
I think he's the older.
Okay,
one.
See, I don't know. Sorry. Yeah. I've never seen the show, but it's a cool hoodie. One of them is old and one of them is young, and there's one on the front and one on the back of the hoodie. So that's very cool. I think Robert's looking it up for me, which is very generous. What's the result? Which one's Rick?
I was like, I honestly don't know either. That's the thing. It's like I've never watched the show, so I only know Rick and Morty through memes and gifs.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Yeah.
Let's see. Morty is the kid.
Morty. I fucked it up.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's got Rick and or Morty on the front, the opposite on the back. So yeah, shout out to Foot Locker and Puma Hoops for that, because that was very, very cool. And I'm excited to ball in them. Actually, I've heard, again, pun intended, to hoop in them, because I've heard good things. And it's very reminiscent of like a Kyrie looking sneaker. So I'm very interested to see how they perform.
Yeah.
Very excited to get a fit off with them on the court. So shout out to Puma and Foot Locker for those. I also, courtesy of the New Era Canada family, they sent over the Better Gift Shop J's fitted, which is like simple but also really awesome at the same time. They do things to fitteds that you aren't normally allowed to do, which is really cool. Like in place of one of the holes on the front, on the top panel, they didn't punch it at all. I was actually talking to the New Era Canada guy, and he's like trying to explain to the factory, like overseas, like, no, don't punch that one. We're going to embroider it instead. Like when I first saw it, I thought it was just embroidered over the hole.
Yeah.
No, but they didn't punch at all in that spot, and they just embroidered in the spot, which is like, again, I was trying to explain to somebody like why that's cool if you like don't know about hats, and it's like trying to explain to a quote unquote regular person why a backward swoosh on a Travis Scott is cool. It's just like, it's just cool because it's backwards, okay? Like they don't do that. But yeah, you can't really do that. So that was cool. And then the inside lining, in place of like the New Era branding, they have Better Gift Shop branding, which is really cool. And again, better
details, man.
Yeah, very cool details. Yeah, Better Gift Shop is what do you call it? Clothing brand boutique in Toronto, started by Avi Gold, which is very cool. Seeing them blow up in the last couple of years is very cool. But yeah, so shout out to New Era for those, or for that. And I think that's it from me. Sorry, Joel, I cut you off. Did you have anything else?
No, man.
Okay.
No, I'm done.
Okay, cool. Alvin, anything for you?
Yeah, a few things. Also, shout out to Puma Canada. Along with the MB01s, they sent over the Puma suede from the Rick and Morty collabo. It's basically like an all-black suede with hints of yellow and that vault and green. And then on the back heel, you got the faces of Rick and Morty, which is pretty cool, man. Like small details. Insole's dope too. Insole matches the box of the MB01s. And then last week, I got a surprise like package from fellow Soul Savvy member Nate, aka @Nate Flip. He sent me like
I gave him your address.
Yeah, I was like, what is this, bro? He sent me a pair of ZX 8000s, the wheat one that recently came out. It was cool because literally that same day I was just eyeing them because they were on sale somewhere. I can't remember where, but they were on sale. And then the doorbell rang, and then I opened the package, and they were it, and I like tripped out.
That's weird.
So huge shout out to the homie @Nate Flip, or also @Vectored Souls. He's got some dope art he's got on there. And then he also sent over some dope stickers that I got to share with you guys, but I told him maybe. So
he never gave me stickers.
We'll see. Yeah, he said you were gonna get mad. He said don't tell Lawrence, but he's gonna get mad.
I've seen this guy enough times in the last year. He never gave me stickers once.
He loves me more. Thanks, Queen Nate. No, for real. Thank you, Nate. And then my Notre X Vans. What is Style 36?
Yep.
Yeah. Those came in too, and those are butter, man. So,
which color did you get?
I got the blue pair. The navy with like the powder blue or whatever.
Sezzle?
Super clean. Oh, of course. If any site has Sezzle, Klarna, or whatever other apps there are,
Afterpay.
You already know.
Afterpay.
Like it's an automatic. I have to use it just because it helps to spread out the cost of the sneaker. When you have kids, you guys will understand.
Yeah.
When you have expenses, not even kids, bro. When you have anything, when you work for your money, you'll understand.
Damn, throwing shots for no reason. I only asked if you used it.
I'm back. But yeah, that's it though. So shout out to everybody. Love you guys.
Shout out to everybody. Nice. That's a good shout out. Robert, anything notable for you in the last little while? Doesn't have to be in the last week.
Let's see. I also too got the Notre Vans collab. I got both the brown and the green pairs.
And
you
guys complete the
I got to say,
together.
I like them both. I kind of like the brown a little bit better in hand.
The brown's
though,
nice, bro.
Yeah. Another one that I got that I've already ooped to a Soul Savvy member was the classic green SB Dunks that just came out. And they look like Jordan 1s, but the pine green Jordan 1s, but they're in SB Dunk form. The They're really nice. The leather's amazing on them. The quality is really great. And shout out to Premier, one of Premier Skate Shop in Michigan, in Grand Rapids. They might be one of the biggest shop accounts for SB in the US, maybe the biggest. And they have an amazing loyalty program.
Can you break down the loyalty program? Because when you told me about it, I was like shook because we don't have anything like that in Canada.
Yeah. So I'll try to do my best. So basically they have 3 levels. They have a silver, gold, and platinum. Silver's not really going to get you much aside from a couple of little tiny perks. If you want to get on the list for possible invoices for shoes and stuff like that, you need to be on the gold or platinum level. Platinum is definitely going to get you there, but platinum is $1,000 in qualified spending in a year. And that means basically inline stuff. That means anything that's not like a hype drop or anything like that will go towards that total. Now they do carry brands like Carhartt, ACG, they've got Nike, they've got, Para, they've got all those brands. So if you're into those brands, you can rack up those points pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And so they've been really good to me. These, like, just about every quote unquote GR SB dunk that comes out, I'll get a shot at either a first come first serve invoice or a VIP just straight reserved invoice.
Jeez.
And the quick strikes are all still draws and raffles for them. But for the GR stuff, yeah, it's, I got the fog dunks that just came out. The Paras, actually, because they weren't a quick strike. I got an invoice for those.
Jeez,
the Street Hawkers as well. Those were a quick strike, I believe, but they had a lot of those. And so they ended up giving VIPs their invoices as well. So they do an amazing job with giving back to their loyal customers. And so it's got to be, to me, it's a model system for anybody to do out there. I've found a couple of other shops that kind of do it along those lines, but nothing like that. So
Premier.
I will say, I just checked. They have Sezzle and Afterpay. So
this is bad news.
It's a done deal. It's a done deal.
You can
I'm about to be platinum, guys.
There you go. You can literally just spend $1,000 right off rip.
Yeah,
and then just settle it. Yeah,
titanium. It's $250 every 2 weeks. That's
boom.
There you go, done.
And then dunks for free. Well, not for free. Dunks for the rest of the year.
You still gotta pay
for retail. That's like you said. If you're already buying stuff like in that realm, anyways, and you focus your spending in one place, that's like what I do with my gas points. Like this is gonna sound like gibberish to Robert, but like anytime I need gas, I specifically go to Petro Canada. Because I collect their points, right? Or like when I fly, I specifically take Air Canada because I want Aeroplan points. It's and again, you get like minimal perks really, but like anything to get you points. Like people go to Shoppers Drug Mart so they can get their optimum points. Like it's just people will spend in specific places if you give them points that reward them. And it's not like Premier's losing money. They're making the same amount of money they would anyways, but actually more because people are buying their inline stuff. It's like such a brilliant model.
Smart, man.
Yeah, man.
Like Adidas has that points thing too, or whatever status thing. And I've never, I think I'm the highest tier and Adidas confirmed, and I've never seen any perks from any of that, like ever. No shots at Adidas, but like when you can have something where it like immediately reflects and you're rewarded immediately, essentially, like that's clutch. That's really good.
Like there's, it's extremely smart on their end, right? Like it gets people to spend lots of money with them just to keep that status and all that kind of stuff. In fact, this goes back to just their customer service in general. Like there was one where I missed out on the dunks completely. They sent a first come first serve invoice and I missed out on the invoice because I was like 10, 15 minutes late. And they were like, hold, end of the week, we might have another pair for you. And sure enough, they hit me up with an invoice at the end of the week. Right. So, I don't want to turn this into an ad for Premier, but at the same time, I do want to shout them out because they've been good to me for a long time. So yeah,
nice.
Well, they do listen to this podcast, so hopefully this little segment just helps increase our silver status up to diamond really quick, and we are well on our way past all the other medals.
The unspoken of level that nobody knows about.
We're not even on the medal tiers. No, we are into precious rocks at this point. Yeah. we're Ruby status now.
Ruby.
All right. Moving on. Thumbs up, Sorry, Robert, did you have anything else? I cut you off and made you gush about Premiere.
No, that's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Moving on. Next up, thumbs up, thumbs down. In this part of the show, we give our opinion on various sneaker-related topics with zero context or discussion. All we're allowed to say is thumbs up or thumbs down. And kind of inspired by the Hello, my name is Slim Shady heel tabs on the Jordan 3s. This one is Jumpman heel tabs on whatever, a 3, a 4. Jumpman. Not Nike Air, not Hello, my name is Slim Shady, not Cause XX, just the Jumpman, which they did for a short stretch in the early 2010s. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Joel.
Up.
Alvin.
Up.
I'm also going thumbs up. Robert.
Gonna be the asshole, huh? Okay. Down.
Down for Robert. Damn purist over here. All right, moving on. Next up, NSR, not sneaker related. We talk about sneakers a lot, so in this weekly segment, we're going to take 30 seconds out of the show to discuss something completely irrelevant from the world of sneakers. And this one is absolutely ridiculous, and that's fine because this whole show is absolutely ridiculous. But other than any sentence that starts with these 4 words, you know it's going to sound stupid. Other than a horse.
What?
What animal would you like to be able to ride?
Oh, shit. That's a good question, bro.
That's cool, man.
Not even gonna front. That's a great question. That's a very good question, my friend.
Shows you where my mind is at when I'm putting this podcast together.
I mean, yo, it works, bro.
Other than a horse.
Ooh.
What? There's a lot of different routes you can go with this.
Does it have to be a living animal?
For the sake of entertainment, no. It doesn't.
Okay.
So this can be a fantastical animal.
Bro.
You know what? It can be fantastical too. Sure, go for it. Whatever. You can ride an alien. I don't care. Whatever.
Yo. All right, cool. Done.
Alien.
Save a horse, ride an alien.
Yeah.
Shoot. I'm trying to be.
You go ahead first, Albert.
I'm gonna go out. Go. Now you just open the gates, bro.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be Khaleesi from
Good one.
Game of Thrones and ride some dragons.
Oh.
Have 3 as my children and conquer the world.
Kind of aggressive.
And that's it, man. Just share the wealth, protect the people, and
That's not the same thing. Sharing the wealth and conquering the world are very two opposite things.
Yeah.
both. No, they're the same. Yeah, a dragon, or
dragon.
3.
Or 3. Okay,
Yeah.
Joel, what's yours?
Okay, you ready?
No.
If I could strap up and ride something, I would ride like a megalodon.
A megalodon?
A megalodon?
Yeah, guy, that's crazy. You eat like ships and stuff, man. Guy, a dragon
That's
comes,
true, bro.
A dragon comes near that, that dragon's done.
True.
No, you're getting cooked like sushi, bro. How you
Guy,
mean?
in the water? What are you talking about, yo? One chomp.
Cooked like sushi. Megalodon.
Yo, run that.
Cooked like sushi.
Hey, you've heard of dragon rolls though, right, Alvin? I mean, ooh.
Hey.
Got 'em. Damn. That's where they got the name from. You didn't know? All right, so we have a fantastical creature and we have a dinosaur-ish creature. I guess I'll go something realistic. And we've got flying and we've got water. I'm going to go with like a cheetah or something because like they can run really fast and they can jump really high.
Yeah,
and they're just
buckle
like,
up, yo.
and I feel like I could also be friends with a cheetah when not riding it as well. I don't know how friendly a dragon or a megalodon would be when you're not riding it. Like, it wouldn't be a good pet. You know what I mean? Like, you could have a cheetah in your house. You can't have a giant shark in your house. So
Cheetah in your house.
you can have a cheetah in your house, though. Like, I see that on Instagram.
I see it too, yeah.
So.
Yo.
But I think they're kind of small, so it might have to be like an oversized cheetah. But yeah, I would like to ride a cheetah. Let's go with that. Something semi-realistic.
Nice.
Robert, the podcast that has their shit together would like to know what animal you would ride other than a horse.
Let's see here. So the first thing that came to mind for whatever reason was I don't know if any of you have seen or read the books that the Golden Compass movie is based off of. There's a polar bear, a giant polar bear that has armor all over it that I just always thought was really cool. But that said, having watched, and spoiler alert, Boba Fett, turn off the Book of Boba Fett, turn off the podcast for like 5 seconds.
Fast forward.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Fast forward. 15 seconds. I might actually pick a Rancor monster because it looked really cool.
Oh,
good answer.
That's actually a great answer, bro.
That's crazy,
Great
man.
answer.
Great answer.
But again, see, the Rancor wasn't. I don't want again. Fast forward. The Rancor wasn't very
Keep
friendly.
fast-forwarding.
Yeah, wasn't very friendly when Boba was not riding him anymore. So again,
That's fair. That is fair.
See?
but I think that it would eat a cheetah. So you have me there. In a world where those two animals or beasts collide, I think you have me beat. All right. That was ridiculous, but also very fun. Thank you, gentlemen, for humoring me. Next up, it's been so long since we've done this, and I'm very excited. The return of 21 guestions. Anytime we have a guest on for the first time, we run them through the gauntlet that is 21 guestions. It's like your own little personal fire round, Robert. Like when, you were coming up watching the 88 dunk contest and chopping all the ladies down in Dallas, Texas. Y'all, howdy.
Y'all.
Playing 21
Yeehaw.
questions on, AOL or AIM or floppy disks or whatever.
ICQ.
All that. Playing
It
21
hurts
guestions.
because I know what all these things are. Yes.
It's like that, but fun. And nobody's going to get broken up with yet. So, okay, yeah. So basically 21 questions. Answer as quickly and as honestly and as accurately as you can. Are you ready?
As I'll ever be.
That's already the first question wrong. All right. Question number 1, air or boost?
Air.
Question number 2, crew socks or no shows?
For me, no shows.
Question number 3, red or blue?
Red.
Question number 4, pineapple on pizza?
Yes.
Nice. Question number 5, original boxes or drop fronts?
I hang on to both, but I will go with drop fronts because that's what I store them in.
Nice. Question number 7, dunk or Air Force One?
Uh-oh.
Stop.
Jeez, I don't know. I will go Air Force One.
Damn, Joel is smiling.
Hey.
Question number 8.
Best friends.
Favorite brand that isn't Nike or Jordan?
New Balance.
Yeah, I think we went over that. Question number 9. What city are the Niagara Falls located in?
Niagara?
Close. Niagara Falls is the city name as well. Yes. Very
Okay.
Very good. All right. Question number 10. Most comfortable shoe that you own?
Oh.
Wow. Probably any of my 990 V4s. Yeah.
Very good. New Balance.
Noise.
Question number 11. Who is the president of Canada?
There is no president of Canada. There's a prime minister.
Damn,
And it's Trudeau, right?
he caught
Yeah.
me.
Oh.
He caught me in my game.
He's ready for you, bro. He's
Damn
ready
it.
for you,
He
man.
knows me
All
too
about
well.
the down.
Question number 12. Who is the most influential person in sneakers right now?
Holy moly. Man, that is a great question. I honestly don't know. What is, I mean, I would have said Virgil, right?
Yeah.
Up until now.
Could
up
still be,
until,
honestly.
Yeah.
If we're being real.
I mean, given what we just saw with the Louis auction and everything
Yeah.
like that, I think it is still him, even posthumously. I think it's still him.
That's crazy. You're right. Question number 13. Tacos or Korean barbecue?
I can't go. I can't go against my people. It's Korean barbecue. I love tacos. I love tacos, but Korean barbecue.
I know you love tacos. You talk about tacos often. Question. Tacos. Question number 14. What are 3 sneaker-heading essentials?
Ooh, let's see here. For me personally,
sure.
Shoe stretcher is one of them. I use that a lot because one of my feet is like a half size different than the other foot. So I often have to stretch. Suede eraser, 100% suede eraser. And then I'm going to go with a credit card for the last.
Or Sezzle. Or both.
Sezzle.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Okay. Afterpay, Sezzle.
Yeah, Afterpay, yeah. Affirm, like in the States.
This segment brought to you by Sezzle. Question number 15. Spell Mississauga.
Oh.
All right. Mississauga. MISSAUGA.
You missed an ISS in there.
You were close.
Oh,
Mississauga.
Mississauga. There we go. Dang it.
Spouse of Mr. Saga, actually.
Oh, no.
See, the problem is immediately I wasn't quite sure if you were.
Wait a second.
Mr. Saga?
Mr. and Mrs. Saga. Question number 16. What is 23 times 25?
Holy shit. 140. 460, another 523, another 115 on top of that. So 575.
Well, shit.
Damn.
Wow.
Well, then, I wasn't expecting
my Asian
that.
ancestors are very happy with me.
Yeah. They came to you like in Mulan, like when all the ancestors come off the walls. They're like, it's time. Been training your whole life for this. Screw sneakers. Question number 17. What is a color that belongs on every shoe?
White.
Question number 18. Spell color.
Just for you. COLOUR.
Hell yeah, baby. The queen is very happy with you right now. Question number 19. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
Correct. Question number 20. What is your number one grail?
Woo. Honestly, at this point, I mean, I would love to have a pair of 94 Jordan highs of some sort, but I will go with, I mean, relatively more attainable. Relatively, I would still love to have the Storm Blue Union ones.
Oh yeah.
But I kicking myself for 2 years ago, not just paying the money I should have probably paid at the time, because now it's just like insanely unreachable. But yeah, like for me, I'd rather have those than Off-White Chicago's. I'd rather have like I would just like to complete the set. I have the black toes, but I don't have the Storm Blues. So yeah.
Damn, good answer. So question number 21, would you rather receive your number one grail or 3 other pairs from your top 10?
Woo. Number one for me.
Nice.
I mean, might as well knock that one out, right? The other ones are probably slightly more attainable. So
very, very fact. Well, honestly, just based on the math question, you passed 21 questions. So once I saw you start calculating, I was like, oh shit, this isn't going to go how I thought it was. Like, wait a second, he's thinking.
The funny part is that I was never good in math in school, so yeah, that's pretty rare. Yeah, you should see my college career was strewn with very terrible math grades. So yeah,
welcome to the club.
Yeah.
All right, what we call here, just as we get to know a little bit more about your sneaker past, is your soulography, TM. And it starts with kind of like what got you into sneakers in the first place. I know you mentioned the 88 dunk contest, but what kind of like started all of this very expensive passion for you?
Let's see. I mean, obviously, yeah, that was my introduction to like just recognizing shoes in general was that dunk contest. But I had a pair of, I finally, like, I played basketball in high school, and obviously that keys you into all that kind of stuff. Yep. And so, my first pair of Jordans I ever had was a pair of Bordeaux 7s. They were used, but I loved them. And that was, you know, my pride and joy. But then I dropped out of shoes. I mean, not then, but probably early kind of that 2005, 2006, 2007 range. I kind of drifted away from shoes, and I was drifted away for about 10 years, really. Missed a lot of amazing shoes and all that kind of stuff. Like, I came back to shoes and I was like, wait, foam posits were a thing. And yeah. Like, and which is fun. Yeah. Anyway. So, you know, when I got back into it, it was, I wanted to go after shoes that I idolized, but never got a hold of. And one of the big ones was Air Max 90s, Air Max 1s, that kind of thing. Like, being a kid who, you know, was growing up, I mean, I was probably 8 or 9 when the first Air Max 1s came out, right? And then it was the 90s, and it was the 180s. And the 180s were really a shoe that, like, I was, like, drawing a ton as a kid, because I was always the kid who liked to draw. And so I was, like, doing my own takes on 180s and all this kind of stuff. Weird, you know, I look back at them, they're terrible sketches, but at the same time,
you're like, I'm going to Juilliard.
Yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, no, it's like I'm coming for Tinker Hatfield. Anyway, but yeah. So that's what, and when I got back into it, honestly, the first pair of shoes I remember opening up sneakers, this was probably 2018, something like that. I really got back into it was then, because I opened up sneakers and they had been sitting for a couple of days, which now would be unheard of, but it was the Atmos We Love Nike Air Max 90s, the red and black joints. And I was like, holy shit, I can get a pair of Air Max 90s that I never owned growing up, right? Like, I never owned them. And by the time I got to the point where I could afford them, 90s weren't cool. They were kind of whatever. And it was like, you know, I was wearing stuff like Adidas trail shoes and bullshit like that, right? And so I got the 90s and I was like, this is awesome. This is amazing. And they're just sitting, and it's, you know, it's easy to get shoes on sneakers, which was, you know, short lived. But yeah. And then that kind of caught fire for me. And I just started, like, trying to go for shoes and all that kind of stuff. And then found it hard. And I ended up finding Soul Savvy, and that just kicked it into, you know, high gear for me. It was like turbo speed. And so, you know, being around other people all the time that were into shoes as well and all that kind of stuff. That's kind of the thing, is like, I've always grown up kind of on an island when it comes to that. Like, the people around me, my friends, were never that into shoes, right? Into music, sure. Into cars, sure. You know, but nobody was ever really into shoes. I was kind of the only person that ever did that. And I think that's probably why I kind of drifted away at that. And, you know, starting life with my wife and, you know, job and all that kind of stuff. You're just like, whatever, I'm not concentrating on that stuff right now. And so, but it was always there. And so when I came back to it, like, it went completely the other way, and
it hit hard.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I've finally started to dial it back a little now, but, yeah, no, believe me, Lawrence knows how many pairs I'm sitting on right now that are TS that I need to just get rid of. But, yeah, it's wild to watch and see how it's transformed over the years, right? And think back on that. But yeah, I mean, you know, the dunk contest plus I was skating in the 80s a bit. And so, you know, things like I had a pair of Vision streetwear shoes that I adored, right? Like, they were, like, amazing, and I loved them. And looking back, I'm just like, it's such a dork. But at the same time, they were near and dear to me, right? And so they hold a special place in my heart. And if I could find a pair of the original colorway that I had, I would absolutely cop them and put them in a case somewhere, and that kind of thing, you know, that kind of thing. But, you know, that's probably, it started then, and then it didn't really, really manifest, honestly, until recently. So last 5 years.
Well, you made up for lost time for sure. I'll give you that. So that's what got you into sneakers. Your other, I think it's kind of taken a backseat to sneakers at this point. Your other passion, though, photography. What kind of got you into that? Because I know that Alvin's definitely trying to get into photography a lot more too, and I know that maybe at the same time you can get into your past life in photography and what you were photographizing. Trademark.
New word.
I'll stop talking now.
Yeah, so I went to school for it was called multimedia and web development, but I always kind of had an eye for graphic design in general and kind of like composition of how like a picture should look and how layout should look and that kind of thing. So when I got out of school, I got a job basically being a graphic designer who also designed like front ends of websites and that kind of thing. And kind of natural is that you eventually get to the point where you're like, well, I want to take pictures of specific things to put on websites, right? Like I'm looking for, like, I've got a client that needs to do this. And so I need to start taking the pictures. And around that time, I started traveling around the world. We went to Europe, we went to Asia, ended up going to Beijing, Taipei, all those kinds of things. And then, we're also, just generally doing tons of travel. And at that point, you want to document it all. You want to do all that. So, I started with a tiny little point and shoot, taking pictures because it was super easy to carry around and that kind of thing. And then eventually you slowly make your way up the line until you have this giant ass bag you got to tote around all the time.
Check. Yeah.
And it's basically like, do I have a carry-on or do I have this bag? Like, this is my carry-on, right? And that kind of thing. So it just it turned into something that I really wanted to do as a profession around the time it was a little before my son was born, back in 2013. And, I was already kind of taking some side gigs while I was still doing my graphic design job. And then I was burnt out on graphic design. I was like, well, this is a perfect transition point. My wife wants to go back to work. She loves doing what she does. I would have never asked. It would have been, she wouldn't have liked staying home with the kid. Me doing freelance photography on the side, I could be stay-at-home dad and do freelance photography. So it was easy to do, and it just kind of took off from there. And so I did that for, probably 6-7 years before I started with Soul Savvy, which is completely out of left field for me, other than just being connected to my hobby and my passion for shoes. And yeah, photography has taken a back seat to the last couple of years, but it's still in there. I still love doing it. I still shoot when I can, but it is admittedly a lot less often. So,
and for a while, I know you were doing freelance, but you were specializing, or one of your things was food, right?
Yeah. I was shooting a lot.
How was that? Did it make you hungry?
So it was really cool. It was it allowed me to do a lot of things. Shooting food. I did a lot of shooting for restaurants, but also in general, working for editorial websites, magazines, that kind of thing. And it allowed me to, access into things that I didn't have access into before, all those kinds of things. So it was a fun trip. It was fun to do. It's great because it actually sets up well for taking photos of things like shoes, that kind of thing, because it's all kind of product photography in a way. But I was also hired to not only do product photography, but portraits of the chefs, also like action shots within the restaurant and that kind of thing. I actually sat in with, there's a local Dallas chef who was doing a series of guest chefs that were coming in from across the country that were coming in to cook with him on Monday nights, basically. I went in there and, any young creatives listening, don't work for free too much, but I did this more for experience, right? And also just to kind of get access to these people so they could see what I was doing as well. And I would go in and I would just document these dinners, basically. Nothing set up, no lighting set up, no proper photography gear set up other than me and my camera, sitting there by the pass as food comes out, taking pictures of the guys in the kitchen doing their thing, maybe taking pictures of the dining room while it was happening and stuff like that. But that was a lot of great experience, just kind of, nobody, it's one of those things of like, I love setting up lighting. I love playing with lighting. I love controlling the light and that kind of thing. But there's experience that comes from working with the available light you have, no matter how shitty it is.
Absolutely.
That's where you grow. That's the challenge. That's really where you grow. Then you learn the kind of light you like to work with. And that's the cool part for me. Damn,
that's the coolest sentence about light I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, man.
That was really, sounds like you rehearsed that. I know you said that they were kind of similar, but how do they differ? Because I know that you like now have transitioned, or had transitioned at least for a while, to taking a lot of like shoe photos, product shots, that kind of thing. How is it different than shooting like a plate of food, or like action shots of like that kind of thing, where it's like, and this is kind of more controlled, right? Where you have access to playing with light and setup and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the kind of lighting gear that I have is fairly lightweight overall, so I can take it into places. It's all battery based. It's not cord based, so I can run into a place and do it guerrilla style and set up a fairly quick studio if I need to, that kind of thing. But the biggest difference, obviously, is that food expires, right? Like it only has a certain amount of time where it looks good. Shoes are shoes, right? They're going to be there, that kind of thing. And so, that was kind of the liberating thing about shooting things like shoes, or just generally, that kind of thing that doesn't go bad, is that you can just sit there and try all kinds of different stuff for hours on end. And I've sat set up a backdrop in here and done my thing in my office, and, left it up overnight, come back to it the next day, done more stuff with it, done different things. And so that's the really cool part, is that the pressure is not as high as with food. Like somebody puts a plate of food that they've been working on, and, the ingredients are really hard to procure, all these kinds of things. And they're like, all right, here you go. You've got approximately 5 minutes here to get this shot before stuff starts to look bad and all that kind of stuff. And so a lot less pressure. But I do think, obviously, the challenge of getting the shot in that short amount of time makes a good result that much more gratifying, right? So I do appreciate that, and I kind of miss that about shooting food. I mean, I know people don't know this. I stopped shooting food mainly because of the pandemic. A lot of the budgets for restaurants dried up, right? They didn't have customers, and so a lot of editorial, like magazines, are still sending out people to shoot and that kind of thing. And I could probably tap back into that if I needed to, but I haven't really needed to at this point. So I'm cool with it. Yeah.
What was it kind of like doing photography as a profession, like especially freelance? Like we've had a lot of photographers on the podcast. Most of them do it as a side thing. And they say the reason they don't want to pursue it is because, one, it's super inconsistent. And two, because they don't want it to feel like a job, because then it's less fun. Did you experience that? And how did you kind of was it a similar vibe for you, but you kind of just bit the bullet and did it, or?
Yeah, I think I was lucky in that, when you work, say you work in a specific city a lot, word gets around. People are like, oh, who did your pictures? Oh, that kind of thing. So word of mouth gets around. So I didn't have a super steady stream of people, but, at the same time, I still had a lot of the work was done for me. I didn't have to hustle completely all the time to get new jobs. At the same time, it started to grind on me. And I think that's why it was so easy for me to just jump over to Soul Savvy, because I was like, the pandemic has come around, but at the same time, I honestly have lost a little bit of that want to go out and take photos of stuff all the time. So I do need a little bit of a break, and this has provided me the break. And like I said, I've gotten that itch more. And every once in a while, every time I get the itch, I take out a pair of shoes and I start trying to shoot it and do different stuff with it. But it's definitely, it's different in, when you're freelancing, it's tough. It's a really tough gig, and the whole gig economy that the world is working on these days makes things, there are some pluses to it. There are definitely some negatives to it. People get underpaid, they get undervalued because they're seen as contract workers all the time and all that kind of stuff. And for me, it was hard, but I know other people, it was way harder because fortunately for me, I had my wife, and my wife has a good job. We had income coming in that we could live off of easily, but for other people that are busting their ass and are hustling,
Yeah.
and this is how they live, and they're having to make rent and pay for food
Mhm.
and all these kinds of things, maybe even pay like school loans back and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's wild, and I don't envy that position, but I absolutely respect the hell out of everybody that's doing that kind of thing. That's why I tried never to judge anybody for that was in that position and taking any job they could, because you have to do that. And so
1,000,000%. Have you ever, first of all, Alvin, is he selling you on doing photography full time, or?
No, never. I mean, definitely like keeping it as a side gig is like the goal, consistent side gig. So, but yeah, I like passion. I mean, he's only making me want to shoot something now. Right. You know what I mean,
now.
like I had the itch to shoot earlier today, but now it's just like I have to like set up lighting now because it's like nighttime when we're recording. But like, you know, hearing another photographer talk about, you know, the grind, it's like, yeah, no, I definitely still want to shoot stuff. So it's dope.
It is very dope.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate you.
You solidified that Alvin's not going to quit his job for photography.
Yeah.
there you go. You're welcome.
You're welcome. Robert, have you ever considered taking, I know you went into photography once, have you ever considered taking sneaker photography more seriously? I know that you do it super casually, like whether it be even just on a social basis and like trying to grow an Instagram following, or like, you know, doing it on a bigger scale, any of that. Have you ever considered it? Or is it always, again, just a passion project?
I mean, you always consider it just because it's fun to catch lightning in a bottle and go viral and do all these different things, right? And have, you know, the repost accounts repost your stuff, and then it turns into, you know, a sneakers feature or whatever, and it turns into whatever. That's, you know, that's fun, right? Like I'm human. I want to do those kinds of things, but at the same time, you know, tons of people are shooting shoes at this point.
Yeah.
Now, you know, if I'm going to be the cynical old asshole about this, not everybody does it well, right?
Yep.
Like everybody wants to do it. Not everybody does it well. And some of your most popular, you know, accounts out there, I don't really think they do it that well. But they've figured out the algorithm, and they've figured out how to work the social aspect of it, which complete respect for it. Like that's huge. I've never wanted to do that because I don't want to be the person that has to post the same shit over and over and over again, just
and use the
play
TikTok
the
sounds and be that guy.
Yes. Yeah. And so, you know, now with Instagram, it's all about reels and, you know, pushing reels all the time. And honestly, like video work has never been something that I just loved doing. And so, you know, going that far is just not for me per se.
That's fair. That's very fair.
Yeah.
I mean, kudos to you, Alvin, because you've been doing it heavily recently and consistently, which I don't have the patience for anymore, like Robert said. So yeah, kudos to Alvin, who's the one out of the three of us who's like actually doing shit, because me and Joel are just sitting on our asses.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's definitely a lot. And yeah, again, like, because like you said, sneaker photography is so big now, it's so hard to find your own niche and be different. And again, I'm sure Alvin can relate to this, like trying to find like the unique shot. Like even when we do the countdown in December, like trying to find the unique shot that no one's done, that looks different, that doesn't look like, oh, they're going to think I bit this from X person or Y person, when it's like, there's only so many different ways you can take a picture of a sneaker, or take a video of a sneaker, or do an unboxing, or do a voiceover, or do whatever, that at some point it's going to sound the same. It's just, it's really hard to be different. And yeah, shouts to people who are taking the time to try and do it, because I just can't do it.
It's one of the things that cripples me on those kinds of things, because like I would have loved to have taken part more in that, right? But at the same time, I go, wait, I want to come up with something that's cool, that's different, right? And I just, you know, at the end of the workday, I'm just like, screw it, I don't care anymore. I want to support you guys, but at the same time,
love y'all, but not that.
I just don't. I don't have it. I don't have it. And so that's like I said, and I don't want to throw shots at anybody in specifically, so I'm not going to name anybody, but at the same time, there are guys out there that I know, like they do the same stuff on Instagram all the time. because it's what works.
Yeah.
But I know they're talented guys and they can do so much better than, and it pops up every once in a while. You can see it come through every once in a while, but you can definitely see them playing the game too.
Yeah.
And again, it's what you have to do in this day and age. If you want to really if you want to use social as your door into all kinds of different things, like that's the game you got to play.
The game is the game.
I completely get it. Right. But yeah, it's I don't know that it's something I want to play.
Yeah,
personally.
That's super fair. Yeah, I mean, I think again, me and Alvin go through this every December, and Joel actually as well when we do the shots. I think at one point we decided okay, if I'm gonna take pictures, I'm gonna make them nice pictures. Like we're gonna actually put effort into it, and it's a lot. It's a lot. And I used to get that itch. I know Alvin just said he's getting the itch now, talking about it. I used to get that itch a lot where I'm just I want to put on a pair of sneakers and go take the shot. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't get it anymore. Alvin, where do you get the inspiration from when you're is it the drive to grow something? Is it just the creative drive? Where does it come from?
It's just, now it's not even shooting sneakers. I just want to pick up my camera and press the button and just feel the shutter go out. You know what I'm saying? Just that. Just because it's fun. And then now it's just continuing to work on my craft, man, because I'm not even where I want to be. So it's the more times I practice, the better I'll get, or, the more mistakes I make, the more I learn kind of stuff. So, I mean, that's where my itch comes from, just trying to improve my craft as opposed to just obviously we're all sneakerheads and taking pictures of shoes is cool. But for me, it's my other addiction, which is, now photography. So
I heard Robert's got some extra backdrops if you need. Actually, they're gone from his background, so maybe he got rid of them.
No, they're just out of sight because everybody kept calling them pool noodles. So.
Everyone just thought you were an avid swimmer, but just not.
Yeah, they were I don't know why. The funny part is that nobody mentioned it until someone mentioned it, and everybody was like, "Oh yeah, no, I totally thought they were just pool noodles." I'm like, "Why would you?" Never mind.
Texas is weird, man. I don't know what you guys do down there. Pool noodles.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah. Wearing hoodies when it's 22 degrees Celsius outside. Whatever.
Yeah. Shit.
I don't ask no questions. But yeah, Robert, thanks for coming out, man. This was super fun, super dope. I loved hearing you talk about light. That was very nice. And yeah, save a horse riding alien, everybody. This was this was awesome. That's it for this week. Wherever you guys are taking in this episode, please leave a comment, review, follow, and/or subscribe. Make sure to check out CanadaGotSold.ca to shop the latest CGS merch. Peep the YouTube for our latest videos, and check out CGS Talk on Facebook to chop it up with us. Do not forget to use hashtag CanadaGotSold on Instagram for a feature. I have been Lawrence Hopkins, and you can find me at LDoggyStyles on Instagram. Woof.
I'm Joel Hernandez. You can find me at Joe Dooney, JO_D3OsNEY.
My name is Alvin Quincy, and you can find me at MisterQ and then Mart.
And Robert, where can they find you?
I'm Robert Strickland. You can find me on Instagram at _STRICKS_Strix.
Hell yeah. Well, he practiced that one. Thank you for listening to us talk about sneakers for 195 episodes. And please remember to rock your kicks. This has been True to Size. We have been CGS and your boy Strix, and we are out. Peace. You can play with my light anytime.
Ooh.
Easy.
Yeehaw. Yeehaw. Oh, wow. There it is.
Shit.
Damn, he was charging up like a Kamehameha.
Damn, that put mine to shame, bro.
Damn, dude.
Never yeehawing again. You took the yee and the haw. Holy smokes.